Hey Vikings fans, welcome back to Minnesota Vikings News. We've just got some huge breaking news, and you cannot miss this. If you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now to stay on top of all the latest updates from the world of the Minnesota Vikings. Alright, let's dive into this game-changing news that just hit. Detroit's narrow victory over Green Bay on Thursday night, 34-31. Has completely shaken up the NFC North. What does this mean for our Vikings? Well, buckle up, because it's a wild ride ahead. Here's the deal. Detroit's win puts the Packers 2 losses behind the Vikings, which is great news for Minnesota in the race for the NFC wild card. But if Green Bay had won, we would have been in the perfect spot to tie Detroit for the top of the division. Now, the Vikings are in a position where, if they beat Kirk Cousins and Atlanta this Sunday, they'll be just 1 game behind the Lions, and a solid 2 games ahead of the Packers. But here's the kicker. If the Vikings lose to the Falcons, they could fall 2 games behind Detroit and only be 1 game ahead of Green Bay. The stakes are higher than ever. Now, if you're wondering about the schedule, the Vikings are staring down the 3rd toughest remaining schedule in the entire NFL. They've still got tough matchups ahead against Atlanta, 6-6, Chicago, 4-8, Seattle, 7-5, Green Bay, 9-4, and Detroit, 12-1. It's a real gauntlet for Minnesota, and every game counts. On the flip side, the Green Bay Packers have the easiest remaining schedule in the league, sitting at 15th in strength of schedule, with games against the Seahawks, 7-5, Saints, 4-8, Vikings, 10-2, and Bears, 4-8. And what about Detroit? They're sitting at 5th in schedule strength, with games against Buffalo, 10-2, Chicago, 4-8, San Francisco, 5-7, and the Vikings. They'll face Buffalo at home and head to San Francisco for that crucial test. So here's the bottom line. The Vikings have a shot at the division title, but if they don't take the NFC North, they'll have to rely on locking down a wild card spot, with a chance for a playoff matchup against the 4th seed from the South or West. And here's a wild rumor. The Vikings are not planning an official tribute to Kirk Cousins. That's right. After all he did for the team, no big ceremony? What do you think about that? To make things even more intense, the playoff picture is coming down to the wire. The South is anyone's race between the Falcons and Buccaneers, and the West is an absolute dogfight between the Seahawks, Rams, 49ers, and Cardinals. Athletics prediction model has the Vikings finishing the season 13-4, but with only 11% chance of winning the NFC North. The Lions are predicted to end up 14-3, and the Packers at 12-5. With the regular season ending January 5th, everything is about to get decided in the next 30 days, and it's all going to come down to how Minnesota finishes. But we want to know what you think. How do you see the Vikings' chances playing out? Can they hold off the Lions and secure a playoff spot? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and stay with us as we track the Vikings' journey to the playoffs.